Madam President, I want to refer to the debate that's going on behind the scenes here as Democrats try to put together a bill that they would call the Build Back Better bill. I call it the Blue State Billionaire Bailout. And it comes from that part of that they're talking about increasing all of the IR agents by a massive amount of people to supposedly bring in X number more dollars into the federal treasury. There's some debate about how much it'll bring it in. But I want to talk about a program that hires more agents, pays for more agents, and brings in more money. And that's the private debt collection program. So going back to what's being talked about here in the Senate behind closed doors in the Democrat Party to put this Blue State Billionaire Bailout bill together. So I go to December 1st, Washington Post, Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen. The Post gave her 2 Pinocchios for claiming that the bloated Blue State Billionaire Bailout package is fully paid for. Or, as she would say, the Build Back Better bill is fully paid for. Much of the Post's column focuses on how much revenue Democrats' proposed increase in the IRS enforcement budget would generate. The White House and the Congressional Budget Office have offered wildly different estimates of what that proposal would do. The estimate provided by CBO, that's Congress's official scorekeeper, is hundreds of billions less than the number provided by the White House. I'm noting this disagreement to highlight an existing program that is bringing in additional revenue without Congress spending $1 more. I'm speaking about, as I previously said, the private debt collection program. Recently, the IRS provided an update of this program's enforcement and performance for fiscal year 2021. It shows the program is thriving and bringing in more and more revenue on an annual basis. And maybe I should give a personal comment on why this program is important to me, because I think I was chairman of the Finance Committee. I forget whether it's 2003 through 2006, during that period of time that we set this program up. This update on the latest statistics show that this program, the private debt collection program, resulted in net revenue to the Treasury of more than $1 billion in fiscal year 2021. This is a real increase of around 129% over net revenue in fiscal year 2020 of around $459 million. That 2020 increase was on top of more than a 100% increase in net revenue over the year 2019. Now, these numbers show that the longer the private debt collection program operates, the more it recovers to the federal treasury. The incredible numbers of fiscal year 2021 also reflect several months where the IRS did not provide new cases to the private debt collection company. And without cases being given to these private debt collectors, you aren't going to get more revenue. In previous speech, I said that I was going to hold the IRS commissioner responsible to his promise to provide additional cases to the collection companies by September 27th. And by the way, I also ought to make very clear that this private debt collection program only goes after taxpayers that aren't paying it, that the IRS has given up on collecting money from. So, Commissioner Reddick has kept his promise. I understand that additional collection cases were provided. I commend Commissioner Reddick for following through on his promise to me and for his continued support of this very worthwhile program. The private debt collection also does more than just bring in revenue into the Treasury. It also pays for the IRS to hire special compliance personnel who collect unpaid debts that are owed to the government. Those amounts are reflected in the total fiscal year numbers that I gave earlier. I understand that the program was also so successful that the IRS can now hire, with this additional revenue, up to 400 more employees. Right now, the Senate is wrangling over how much revenue might be collected if you increase the budget of the IRS and hire thousands of additional IRS personnel. So meanwhile, as I've shown, we currently have a program that is already bringing in more money year over year while paying for additional IRS personnel. I appreciate Commissioner Reddick's support of this program and look forward to reporting to my colleagues on its continued success. I yield the floor.